drove to Zion National Park from Bryce Canyon, and boy, what a treat that ride was. We followed the Scenic Byway 12 and entered Zion from the east, following the Mount Carmel Highway. Not really a highway, to be honest, pretty narrow and curvy, so even though our camper van is considered very small for American standards, I had to drive slow and careful, which was also hard because of the spectacular views everywhere, and I wanted to see it all, but yeah, I was driving, too bad. The good news was that our small camper van was allowed to cross the famous Mount Carmel tunnel without needing a tunnel control. So fat camper vans, beware. You might need to time your journey on the side of the park accordingly to be able to pass. When we came to Zion, it was crowded and hot. In fact, there was a heat wave leading to 35 plus degrees Celsius during the day. Not the weather you want for hiking. To hike the Narrows, we woke up at 5:30 in the morning, well, or at night you would consider, and got one of the first shuttle buses to the last stop, Temple of Sinawawa, from where there is a 3.5 kilometer walk to the beginning of the trail. Not really a trail though, as the Narrows hike is a walk on the Virgin River, which snakes through the canyon. It definitely was a unique experience, as we slowly zigzagged through the river against the current to the big spring. You could go even further, but the catch is that you need to go back the same distance. And yes, it is a wet hike. We rented special, or that's what they say, special shoes, which were heavy, but awesome for a rocky river bottom. I would highly recommend getting them so that you can keep a better balance and save your feet from pain. In fact, a few people asked us where we got those shoes because they were hiking in flip-flops or sneakers, I want to say. And yeah, that river is not meant for sneakers or flip-flops. our trip, the water was mostly up to our knees, except for one section where it was around my waist. So I'd say we had great conditions, not requiring to get completely wet. But I can imagine that if it's a bit more wet time, that you might want to have proper bag for your stuff. I absolutely loved this hike. Since we came so early, there were not that many people yet, so we got the landscape mostly to ourselves. The towering walls surrounding us in many different colors and shades, carved by the water, the soothing sound of the river flowing around us. I even felt like whispering instead of talking to not disturb the peace of the canyon around me. The mood did change on our way back as we met more and more people until we found ourselves surrounded by families, organized tours, and what seemed like the rest of the park visitors. It is a very busy national park. It's 6:20, still pitch dark, and we use our phones to light the way because we forgot to take the headlamps. Today is the day when we climb the famous Angel's Landing. Some say it's the scariest hike ever, some like to count all the deaths that happened on this trail, but undeniably it is an iconic climb if you visit Zion National Park. These days you need to get a permit to hike this trail, and we were lucky to score one for an early time slot, hence the early start. While the first part of the trail is a normal hike, nothing special, once we reached the sign of Angel's Landing, we saw what we'll be dealing with. This trail first climbs down and then up on a steep slope of a cliff. Numerous chains are there to help crossing the narrow path, and that is exactly what makes this trail special. Already at the beginning, we met a girl who was having a mild panic attack seeing where she needs to go, and I'm pretty sure she turned back. To be fair, you need to be very cautious on this trail, but I felt pretty secure. Some of mountain pass crossings I did in Austria felt more sketchy than this. If you are very scared of heights or have vertigo issues, maybe this trail is not for you, but otherwise, it is awesome. As we climbed up, the sun was also rising, and so we had amazing colors around us all the way till we reached the viewpoint. Only a handful of other hikers were there, so we didn't feel like we needed to fight for the views. Once again, our experience was saved by an early start.